I work with a lot of different companies,
Yeah.
international. This conference, we just had over 50 top leading cybersecurity companies from around the
All
world
the world coming here.
come here. Easily over $200 billion market capitalization of these companies that wanted to really come in and, invest in the kingdom and their services and offer them here. So, the last 2 days we've had our conference here, our cybersecurity thought leadership conference.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Dear viewers, welcome to another episode of Podcast. So, our guest today is Sameer Omar. He's a CEO, Chief Strategy Security Advisor at the MENA Information Security Conference and Virtual Point. Sameer, welcome. Happy to have you with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Likewise, likewise. First of all, thank you for inviting us, to the conference. Very significant, it's your 12th season
That's right.
of this conference and six in the kingdom.
Yes.
We're here at this location. Before we go ahead and speak about all of that, tell us more about who is Sameer and,
Sure.
how's your life here in the kingdom so far?
So that's a great question. A little bit about my background.
Yeah.
I lived in Washington, D.C. for about 40 years. I was serving in the private and public sector as an information technology specialist, focused on cybersecurity, helping government large agencies become more secure, also helping the commercial industry. And I loved it there, but I looked at for new opportunities and new growth. And the Saudi Arabia's market was booming and investment was looking really good. So I moved here about 4 years ago.
4 years ago in
Yes.
2020. I
Yes.
think that was, it's probably pre-COVID, right?
Yeah, it was right
Pre-COVID.
around when COVID started.
Yeah.
And so it was a little bit of a shocker. With the whole world obviously was shocked. But
Yeah.
honestly, the way that it was handled here in the kingdom, from an information technology and management perspective, I think the application was called Tawakkalna.
توكلنا.
Very advanced. The organization of the distribution of vaccines. I felt I was very fortunate to be here. It was really, really organized and well handled in such a crisis.
I concur, man. I mean, I think I was in the States and I came back around the beginning. I don't know, was it February
Yep.
or January, something like
Right in
that.
there.
And then the whole COVID situation happened.
Yeah.
And as you said, how it was handled,
Yeah.
especially after what you saw in the other also world, how
Oh, yeah.
other world also suffered,
True.
which is a very unfortunate
Yep.
thing for sure. Samir, you came here to the kingdom.
Yeah.
You're like, you were seeing the progress, you were seeing Vision 2030, you were seeing,
Yes.
what's going on here in the kingdom. And why did you choose Saudi Arabia specifically?
So the market here was not completely unfamiliar to me because my father had lived here for so many years
Okay.
and worked in the Arab Bank as the GM there for information technology. And he'd always tell me, come over, it's great here. He also was the founder and CEO of a telecommunications company called ITC at that time, which is now known as Salam Telecom. And so his encouragement and my brother's
Okay.
encouragement, they were always here. They're like, when are you going to come out here? Life's great, business is great. And at that time, my kids were still in high school. And so when they graduated from high school and went to college, I said, what a great opportunity for me to move and make a change and really come and invest some time and effort into the kingdom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So you were like, you know what? You were, of course, it was. You said that it is not unfamiliar to you. So
Correct.
you already had a lot of information,
Right.
a lot of facts, and you know, one part also of the Kingdom Vision 2030 is to diversify the
Yes.
economy, right? You know,
Yes.
and one of it for sure is foreign investors, attract also more foreign
Correct.
investors to the kingdom.
Correct.
A lot of them said, you know, Saudi Arabia was always probably, you know, had a lot of prospect, a lot of potential
Mm-hmm.
to attract, due to first of all, you know, where it's located,
Yes.
its economy, right?
Yes.
It definitely has, you know, cash flowing on all of these, which
Sure.
helps, of course, to build all these great projects. Now under
Absolutely.
the lead of the crown prince, all these things are happening.
Yes.
You know, tell me about that experience. That you know,
Sure.
as a foreign investor coming
Sure.
here, from the process, from you know, you're like, okay, I'm gonna come here. What business am I gonna be doing?
Right.
Right? You know,
Right.
you're already doing good in the
Yes.
States. You know, why did you choose here? Obviously, there's something that attract a
Yes.
businessman is always, you know, gonna be a businessman.
Yeah,
Let me say,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
You know, it's interesting because when I first came from the United States, I stopped off in Dubai.
Okay.
And I was there first, and I was living in the Palm on the beach in a beautiful apartment. And what happened was I looked around at where the business activity was.
Okay.
And I was noticing everybody was really doing most of the business in the kingdom. And whether it was Egypt or Jordan or Dubai, people flew into the kingdom to do business. And then sometimes they'd fly home on the weekends or stay a couple of weeks and go back. So initially, when I left the Dubai, people were like, "Oh, why are you going? You know, here's the beach, here's the fun." And, you know, and I said, no, I think something special is going on over there. And so those same people who were business people now come to me, right, 4 years later, and they say, boy, you made the right move. That was a great decision you made. The same naysayers now are saying, what a move you made. Because obviously of the advancement and the speed of advancement and the opening up of the economy here. So from an investment company, you know, my brother, obviously he had a lot of experience here. He was here 17 years ago.
Wow.
My father was here from the past 25 years. And both of them were pioneers in their own right. One was in cybersecurity, the other was in information technology and banking.
Interesting.
So I said, when I left Dubai, I said it's really the opportunities in the kingdom, and I saw a lot of energy and passion around the people, and the kindness. So from foreign investment, go back on the business side. For me, it looked obvious that, you know, the people were coming here to work.
Yeah.
They may lived outside, but now what I'm seeing is people are moving here to live and work. So I don't know if that answered your question. I kind of went off on a
That's
tangent.
you know that definitely that definitely people I like when you say people are coming here to live and work.
Yeah.
Yeah. The living part
Yes.
is also something that Saudi Arabia worked on, to be honest.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you have the General Authority of Entertainment.
Yes.
You got also the Quality of Life
Absolutely.
Authority.
Absolutely.
So they're focusing on many different aspects as well.
Yes.
Do you think that's significant in tourism and foreign also investor attraction?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
The market is really open for investors and open for healthy competition.
Exactly.
So it's actually fun,
Yeah.
right? It's an exciting time to
I
be
like that
here,
word, yeah.
and a lot of you know, I work with a lot of different companies, international. This conference we just had over 50 top leading cybersecurity companies from around the world
All the world coming here.
come here. Easily over $200 billion market capitalization of these companies that wanted to really come in and, you know, invest in the kingdom and their services and offer them here. So, you know, the last 2 days we've had our conference here, our cybersecurity thought leadership conference,
Yeah.
which was themed hyper resilience. And it was just fantastic.
That was last year?
No, this is this year.
No,
This is this year.
hyper resilience.
Hyper
That is the theme.
resilience cyber.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And at the same time, the beauty is here in Riyadh, there's 10 other conferences going on.
You got the AI
You've
going
got
on.
the amazing AI
Yeah,
conference,
yeah.
GAIN, going on.
Again, yeah.
And even I was talking to a friend of mine who's in the financial industry, and
Yeah.
he's a CFO, and there's an auditors convention going on, right? A financial auditors convention. So there's so much activity here, and the turnout is still fantastic. The passion around learning right now is incredible.
Yeah.
Everybody's really excited to learn and committed to learning. So that's not easy to find
Absolutely not.
a culture and of
Absolutely
people
not.
ready to learn.
You got like a culture or community which is 60%, if I'm not mistaken, under the age of 30.
Right.
So it's kind of like
Young and hungry
young and hungry.
Yes.
Young and hungry, exactly.
for success.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's like the theme now in the kingdom. I mean,
Yes.
as a presenter myself of the, I try not to be a bias as much as I can, but I just gotta say it how it is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't, I
Call it
can't
how
go,
it is.
yeah,
I like
can't,
that,
I
Waleed.
can't go around it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's as a TV presenter, as an entrepreneur myself too, as well, in the field of technology.
Yeah.
The services provided by the government, how the infrastructure, I would say.
Yes.
Given and the opportunity, without a doubt, is
Yes.
huge here. I remember a say in the state called the American Dream, right? And I live in the state a lot, and I love the U.S.
Right.
It's one of places that
Absolutely.
I love to stay in. But I feel like if you want to achieve, Saudi Arabia is the place to be, man.
Right.
And it would only be Riyadh. You got Riyadh, you got
Right.
Ula, you got Jeddah.
Yeah.
How is that? That's let me say these factors, as well. Also, I would say affect your decision coming here, and how are you? Let me say, working with it, enjoying it. All these things.
So, part of the reason why we decided the theme of hyper resilience was because of many hyper activities going on.
Yeah.
And the kingdom's going through hyper growth, right? So the hyper resilience fit in really good with the hyper growth. And then there's also hyper connectivity here. I mean, I think when I came here, I was shocked that 5G was here before most European and even in the United States, many states. So when you're
That's an
able,
interesting fact. So 5G was here before it was even.
yes,
Very interesting.
yes. And so I'm downloading on my phone, 20, 30 times faster the internet than anywhere in the world.
Very interesting.
Right? So that hyper connectivity, that hyper growth,
Yeah.
and the passion and commitment again about the people wanting to learn. What also shocked me here is how many people speak so much really good English.
We're fluent English, right?
There are a lot of people. A lot of them studied abroad, but a lot of them. In fact, I employed two of them who had never studied abroad, but almost spoke perfect English, and they took it on themselves, whether it was watching movies or taking it in school, to learn English. And so that's fantastic, to be able to have the language connection from it, which is a business language, right? And Arabic is a business language, but English is more international business language. So that's making I've yet to meet an executive who didn't speak perfect English. I mean, like you, Waleed. I mean, there's either they lived abroad or they just learned it on themselves. So the language is huge, the barrier you don't have to cross here, right? Most people have enough English. And I even noticed them in the malls talking to their children. They want their children to learn English also, which is very good. So if the parent can't translate, there's a child right next door who speaks perfect English.
I see that a lot, man. Absolutely, absolutely. They're also adding Chinese right now. I mean,
That's
the
right.
kingdom now. I think there's 100 teachers who've been sent abroad, also on scholarship to study the Chinese language, to come back and teach it here. So they're looking for the future. They're aiming already. They're already looking for the future. They know China's coming up in the economy sector, and it will be a factor most likely.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Something came up in my mind while we're talking. We're speaking about all these technology.
Yeah.
Technology in specific, is Saudi Arabia, as a person who's, of course, your CEO, who has great, phenomenal experience in the field of technology and cybersecurity,
Yes.
to be exact. Yeah, how would you rate the kingdom was rated number one,
That's
I
correct.
believe.
That's correct.
How would you rate Saudi Arabia's, in the IT field, technology, field,
Yeah.
as a country that's modernized
Right.
compared to the world?
So I had been very fortunate that I was working on a lot of training programs for the commercial and government agencies here
Yeah.
in cybersecurity. And what I came away with was I was very impressed with the level of technology. So, I did an interview on TV at the GCF conference sponsored by the NCA, and they asked me the same question. And the way I answered it is, I don't think I've ever seen since America, right, a country so passionate about learning and committed to being the best. Right, there's a difference about learning and wanting to be number one.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about how you lived in Chicago, and we brought up Michael Jordan.
Yes, yeah,
That
yeah.
that passion to be
Yeah.
number one,
Yeah.
it came through a lot of hard work, and having the connections and working with people that I was totally blown away and impressive. We easily here in Saudi can rank ourselves fairly easily as one of the best countries, if not the best country in innovation, in creativity, and in cybersecurity. And a lot of that you have to send thanks back to the people who funded it, right? So, the Saudi Federation for Cybersecurity and Drones and Programming, their Twig Academy,
Exactly.
a lot of investment from them. The NCA establishing a framework, a platform for us to build governance around cybersecurity.
Yeah.
So leadership comes from the top down, right? And so
Yeah,
the
yeah.
leadership at the top really set the stage and the bar for high expectations. And what happened was the people met those expectations and exceeded those expectations. And so that's why internationally Saudi Arabia is recognized as number one for cybersecurity investment and innovation.
That is very interesting. I concur, man. Like I remember back when in 2016, 2017, when Vision 2030 was first announced, there was fans, but there was also a lot of hates on it.
Exactly.
It's impossible how they're gonna do that.
Right.
Especially the Western part, they're like saying,
Right.
these people are known for producing oil,
Correct.
basically, right? Now
Correct.
they want to. They're very conservative society. Now they want to just
Branch out.
branch out, open up,
Right.
and do a vision.
Right.
It's gonna take years. It didn't take much.
It didn't.
It didn't take much, to be
Actually
honest.
true.
It's just rapidly.
Hyper speed. I'm telling you, it's all about
rapidly,
hyper.
rapidly developing. And as a Saudi, I'm very proud.
Good for you.
To be honest, to see
Yep.
that and coming here, but also, I'm also very proud when I see the world is coming here as well, whether it was
Yes.
for investing
Yes.
or for tourism. Is that mindset, is that same mindset, do you think people still have or might have by the kingdom? They're saying, well, living here or doing business here,
Yeah.
still not the best, I would say,
Sure.
place to come, if not in the world at the moment, in the Middle East or in the region, I would say.
So it's changing fast because I was just in the States a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And one of the things that were really a transformative direction was the empowerment of women here, and the focus on empowering women in their careers, in their education, in their mobility. So that changed that empowerment. That reaching number one. We have to thank the Saudi women for also participating in that. And I'll tell you what, at my conference, I would say at least 50% of the participants here are Saudi women, and they love going to the workshops. They love asking all the tough questions, and they're very passionate.
Yeah.
So boys, look out, all right, because the girls are coming.
Absolutely.
And they're doing great, which is great.
They're
It's
doing
supported.
great. They're doing great.
Yeah.
I can definitely see it. In the workplace, they're energized, as you said.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and they're definitely doing their big role also in
Yes.
society here, and
Yes.
that's definitely great. Like I would say, on a personal note, this is a podcast, right? We can like basically discuss. On a personal, I would say, surpass also some, some a lot of the Western countries who speak about women empowerment, of what I'm seeing here, the equal pay, all these things. I gotta say it as it is. But I want to know about your personal experience living here in Saudi Arabia.
Sure.
You're a person who lived abroad in the States, right?
Yes.
The U.S. It's a very, 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 very,
Yes.
say, open societies.
Right.
Great place to live in.
Right.
From a personal experience. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed Chicago. I enjoyed L.A.
Oh, yeah.
It's there's a lot of fun places
Absolutely.
to do activities.
Absolutely.
People are very down to earth, cool. I would say
Yes,
also.
they are.
If I would say you switching from an environment that is open
Yeah.
to a different, I would say, type
Sure.
culture here, how was that with the family too as well?
Sure.
School, education, all that.
So, what I found actually in the similarities was, people in Virginia and North Carolina, and, they're just down to earth.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed of how down to earth people are here, and extremely friendly. So, I think what surprised me most was I would literally meet a person, and be invited to his house to lunch, within a few hours,
Yeah.
right? From being an acquaintance to being invited. Very, very hospitable culture here is what I think also is driving. Like, most of my guests, my speakers, all the companies that came to this event are coming from the United States, Europe, Australia, you name it. And they're just like, we love it here. We love visiting, the hospitality, the welcoming, the right now, what's beautiful is it's open. There isn't really too much of that, stigma that was in the past, right?
No.
Everybody's free to do what they want. Everybody's free to do it within keeping safety, right?
Exactly.
Public safety is the most, and that's in America too,
Yeah.
right? It's about public safety. So as long as you're not
Safety and
infringing on public safety,
Yeah.
you're welcome to
True.
do anything and
True.
be anything and do anything you want here.
True.
And the other thing is, being able to go out at night and feel safe.
Yeah.
That's a big thing here, right? I mean, I notice now, people don't go out till like 10 o'clock. They start going out to have coffee in coffee shop.
You're
I'm
right.
in bed by 10. I'm an early kind of guy. My wife's always telling me we got to go out. She likes to stay up. So, but the safety, thank goodness, for people being able to feel safe. Like, I see a lot of girls out, with their families and together as groups in the nighttime, and they feel completely safe. They are completely safe.
Absolutely.
And so safety is important, and that's another business investment driver here. Safety.
That's one critical, I believe, also a significant factor of why, when I speak about foreign investments and the opportunities and etc. and moving here, I would say life here is, there's safety, and this alone is a huge,
Absolutely.
plus also a blessing.
Absolutely.
Did you, as a foreign investor, did you ever, I'm sure you worked with MISA
Yes,
as
absolutely.
well. Maybe you got the experience also with,
Yes.
with PIF.
Definitely
How is the progress of being an investor here? How long did it take you to do that?
So not very long.
Yeah.
They made it very transparent.
Yeah.
I worked with a couple of companies who helped you make it transparent and very easy and seamless. I literally was able to open a foreign investment company here in 4 weeks and get my residency, get my paperwork,
4 weeks.
4 weeks to have a CR, and which is a certificate of registration for your company. Log on all the government portals, because again, what was really beneficial here is that Saudi Arabia did a digital transformation a while ago.
Yeah.
So that digital transformation now is paying off. So MISA, when I log on to I renew my license, I set up my license. In minutes, I literally, and sometimes I have trouble. So here's the true test. What happens when you call customer support, right? And MISA was fabulous. The ladies on the phone, again, the ladies on the phone, very committed to making sure that they addressed my challenge. Okay, you've changed addresses, because initially we were in a shared office space, then we got our own space, right? So I changed addresses and I needed to update that. Within 24 hours, I was helped, assisted, renewed my license for MISA for the second year, and was on a roll.
Interesting.
So very easy, seamless way to, the retirement plan, the GOSI, I think they call it GOSI, for my employees and my, making sure that everybody's paid, and payroll systems and the banking systems. It's top notch. We're in the first world here.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
I'm happy to hear that, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What about business?
Yeah.
Is business good?
Business is really good.
Yeah.
Business is fantastic. The growth, it's about growth, right? This reminds me a lot of, believe it or not, 1999 in America, when the internet was just booming, right? And it's actually, here from a business perspective, business is so good, it's hard to keep your employees.
I mean,
because
there's always new companies.
There's a new company. You can get a 10,000, 20,000, salary raise, Riyal Saudi raise, by just leaving a company after 6 months and gaining their experience. That's exactly how it was in '99 in the States. We did the same. I don't blame the guys, right? I literally did the same thing. I'd work for a place for 8 months. I'd get a $20,000 salary raise. I was gone.
I'm gone. Yeah.
Right, I'm gone. And then literally a year later, I'd get another 20,000. So, but you could make six figures pretty quickly out there. Yeah. And so that's the trajectory that the growth is going here. So business is really good. Some people are afraid of competition. Yeah. Right? And actually, I'm not at all, because competition signifies a healthy market. Exactly. If you don't have any competition, you're in trouble, because it's not a healthy market. Yeah. And the more competition that comes out here, and it is competitive, and I love it, it's a healthy market. That's what you want. Yeah. You want a healthy market. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's especially as we mentioned, they're currently number one when it comes to cybersecurity. Yeah. Believe it or not, we're like, I think we're like 90 something years old, and that to me is definitely a great achievement. Absolutely. And that factor, and now Saudi is also heavily into AI. You got the AI Olympics also coming soon.
Yes.
Going back also to I would say the business parts. In that field of technology, do you feel like are there too much companies coming? Is it becoming too much of a competitive area? They need to also relax, or there are a lot of now, since cybersecurity is successful, everybody's trying to open cybersecurity.
That's a very good question, and that's fair. I like how you're being asking these tough questions, because you're right. Yeah. Now everybody's flitting their hat that was IT. Now they want to be cybersecurity,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
So you're finding a lot of people jumping in that weren't real. They were traditionally IT companies jumping into cybersecurity. Yeah. But what's happened is we've entered a new era, right? Where there's drone warfare, there's electronic warfare, and now there's cyber warfare. So the need for cybersecurity is so high, and it's so dependent on the success of the vision, right? That you need to have the DNA of the digital transformation at its core secure. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of problems, whether it's in banking, hospital systems, new investments. And so, yes, there are a lot of players who are, turning their hats and becoming, cybersecurity companies overnight. But that's fine, because the market is big enough, and the need...
The market is big enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was one thing I was asking.
Absolutely. It's actually too big. We're still filling the gap, right? Around the world. It's a world problem, not a Saudi problem.
Interesting.
The world is missing 3 million cybersecurity professionals. Anyway, that's a rough number. 3 to 4 million cybersecurity qualified professionals are missing in the world.
Very interesting.
So that field still has a gaping hole. And with AI, like you mentioned, well, the bad guys are using AI also.
Yeah.
So that even now you need a more
Yeah.
cybersecurity, more focused AI
So
security.
the future is bright
Very bright.
for that field.
Very bright.
Yeah.
Very,
And the
very bright.
regulator for cybersecurity, I believe, would be the SADAI or cybersecurity.
It's NCA.
Federation. NCA.
NCA, yes.
National.
They're the regulator. They set up the framework. And so
It's like the National Cyber Authority, or
that's them. That's exactly them. Yep. Yep. National Cyber. So the NCA. And they're the ones who we met last time at I think it was GCF. Did we meet at GCF or was it here?
I think
we met here. Okay.
I remember it was breakfast. I was enjoying.
That's right. That's
enjoying
right.
your orange juice, and I bothered you with.
Not at all. No bother at all. It's always a pleasure to talk
Thanks,
to you,
thanks.
Waleed. So no, yeah, it's the framework is key. That, like I said, that you have to have governance, you have to have leadership, and it's all about leadership. And leadership is not just, saying I'm a leader. True leadership is inspiring others
I
to a
concur.
major goal.
I concur.
So the Saudi Federation for Cybersecurity, NCA, their leadership pioneered and inspired everybody else to rally around them, to be honest with you.
I concur 100%. I think, what I'm seeing currently, but a lot of people also don't really, like, you guys have this conference,
Yeah,
which now has been happening for 12 years, 6 years in Saudi Arabia.
correct.
Before I ask you about it, I want to know about the conference.
Sure.
Its story. You're the CEO of it.
Correct.
You're the
Yeah.
founder?
No, my
or-
brother was the founder.
Brother founder of it.
Yes.
Yeah. How did it happen, and why did you guys decide to now just
Yes.
keep on holding it here in the kingdom?
So an interesting story. My brother and partnered with a Saudi business partner
Okay.
who had a vision, and he was from the Al Sheikh family.
Okay.
And his vision was he wanted to help, and this is 17 years ago. Okay, so before
This is okay.
17 years ago, before we started, before Virtue started, there was a company called ITS Squared, Information Technology Squared, started by Al Sheikh family.
Okay.
And this was way before anybody even cared about cybersecurity. In fact, most people looked at security as the haris or the guard at the door.
Yeah, I like, what is cybersecurity? Yeah.
So what his vision was, Sheikh Abdul Malik, what his vision was he wanted to secure the infrastructure. Him and my brother really had a vision that they wanted to secure Saudi Arabia. Now, security wasn't in that high demand. It wasn't even really a big threat then, right? So
Web security they're speaking about.
the web security infrastructure. So what they built was an academy, right? So ITS Squared became an academy of training cybersecurity professionals. I would argue that most people who graduated from ITS Squared are now the leaders across the telecommunications, hospital systems, banking systems. They're now the leaders in cybersecurity. So then what happened was VirtuePort was created later on, right, as a new company to do the event, which was called the MENA ISEC 12 years ago.
MENA,
Yeah, the Middle East North African Information Security Conference.
Yeah.
So
I know it.
Saudi Arabia being a hot market, a good market even in 2019, 2018, MENA ISEC came here in 2018. And then what happened was the companies that wanted to really focus on cybersecurity joined powers and alliances with the international cybersecurity companies, and they started participating in this thought leadership conference. And we'd have those same local people who have graduated to become leaders in the Saudi community join forces with the international leaders of the cybersecurity, and they had a thought leadership.
Very
So it's not a vendor conference, it's a thought leadership. In fact, on our main stage, we warn everybody, no sales pitches allowed.
Interesting.
You need to give your vision, you need to give your strategy, you need to give the upcoming threats, the challenges, the innovations. So it's very hard for them because they want to talk about their company products.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but luckily, so it became a really unique type of conference in the sense that it was empowering. You know, what makes me so happy is I don't know how many people came to me and said, "Well done, well received. I learned so much by coming to your conference." I mean, we have workshops, we have the thought leaderships. Now, when you want to go talk product, you head over to the booth. You talk to their technical people, you talk to their salespeople, you learn more about their capabilities. So what that did was it saved time, right? So if I've got to go and meet 50 cybersecurity companies and meet each one of their technical people and their sales rep, minimum 3 months of work.
True.
I can get done in 2 days.
Interesting.
Right? The person who's committed in 2 days can come and meet 50 companies and introduce himself, learn about their capabilities, take a business card, shake a hand, right? And not have to go and visit and set up 50 Zooms and 50 visits or have 50 people. Like one bank CISO came to me and says, "I'm so happy I don't have to have 50 people visit me, right? I can meet them all here, right?" Save that. So it's about efficiency also. Time is everything, the most valuable asset.
Absolutely.
And money.
Absolutely.
So it's awesome. It's awesome.
I concur. Who are the audience? Like who comes here mostly? Are they like, you know?
Okay. So we're not open to the public.
Oh,
right.
okay.
So this is a specialized conference
Okay.
for cybersecurity professionals who are executives, managers, directors, team leads, and technical folks. So we actually go through the registration process, and unfortunately we have to decline anybody who's not in that field, so that it becomes a very relevant audience, inter-exchanging with a niche and focused sponsorship. So industry, community come together all under a cybersecurity umbrella, and it's not big, right? It's maybe we have over 2 days 3,000 people, right? It's not meant to be an expo, right? It's not meant to be big.
It's specialized.
It's specialized, cybersecurity professionals, executives. So unfortunately, like students, we don't invite students. We probably would recommend they go to a different conference, and fresh graduates. This is not the audience for you. This is not the target people that we want. So that way, it's really an interchange of
everyone who's here has something to share.
Absolutely.
Has a solution, has a specific things.
Exactly.
And that's a very, You're right when you used, I don't know if you used the word genius, but it is a great idea what began it.
Right.
12 seasons, you guys beat Friends, the famous show, huh? 12 seasons. I mean, may God
how you doing?
Continue. Yeah. It's most definitely significant and important. And I do believe such conferences, right, definitely, give great value, right? And it's still being here in the kingdom. Right. I think also it's a good ad. And as you said, the cybersecurity market, and it makes sense. The number one cybersecurity has a conference like this. I think it matches.
Yeah.
When you thought Saudi Arabia, what was it like? Were you like, would it work? Would you not work? What came into your mind?
What point?
When you decided to bring the conference here, Saudi Arabia? Were you like, why Saudi Arabia?
I mean, people literally ask me, why Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Right. Well, what are you doing? You're on the beach. You're leaving here. Yeah. And you can't lose the opportunity, right? The window comes and it closes. Yeah. And obviously everybody's concerned when they make a move. But the fact that I saw everybody coming here to do business and starting to move here, it wasn't really a big leap for me. I'd seen it and I knew that being comfortable
Yeah.
is a dangerous place to be. And I didn't want to be comfortable. I wanted to be where the thick of things were.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a smart move. Speaking about the beach, did you ever visit the Red Sea?
I have not, but
Oh
I'm
my.
waiting to.
Oh
That's our
my.
next move. Have you been there?
I've been there, but you
Uh-huh.
know, work, I would say. You know,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely planning to go
I mean,
there.
I see. What's his name?
It is phenomenal.
Ronaldo always goes there. I
goes
want to go there now that it's
Neves
open.
just went there. It
Yeah.
is beautiful.
See, that's it.
It is just. I
That's
mean,
it.
I'm not trying to market even.
No, I've been waiting
They're
because
not paying me nothing, but I'm just
exactly
I'm,
me
I'm
neither.
saying
right?
this because it is.
Somebody should pay us, but the reality
Yes,
is,
yeah.
the reality is, you have to look at reality. You need a beach town, right? So Jeddah was great. Now you got Red Sea. Now you've got Dammam. Now you've got Six Flags, right? Which is what do they call it? Ghadir or
القدية.
Ghadia,
yeah.
right?
It's here in Riyadh. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so now you've got Ghadia, you've got the beaches, you've got the metropolitan city, you've got the my wife loves it. What is it? The boulevard.
The boulevard.
The boulevard's like amazing, right? I mean, you got Little
Riyadh
Italy.
season, don't miss it.
The Riyadh seasons.
Yeah.
You've got, I had friends text me from the States, and they were saying, "Hey man, you guys have an Ultimate Fighting Championship going on there.
UFC.
You have,
you have one of the
Tyson. You've got boxing. You've got entertainment. You've got all the singers. So I mean, talk about a transformation.
Yeah, right.
I mean, in short time, it's pretty phenomenal, and it's all good. It's all good.
That is the key here. In short, rapid time. I think I spoke. I had an American friend. He's in the States. Wall Street is based. He said, me and him were having a conversation back in 2017, 2018. Then we met again in 2022.
Okay.
He said, if anybody can do this, it's Saudi Arabia. The Crown Prince, I believe, had an FII event, Future Investment.
Yes.
You can speak about events too, right?
Yes.
After hosting the G20, previous to that, we hosted the FII.
I saw that. Very powerful.
We continue doing that. He was really serious when he said it. Everybody, of course, had their doubts, especially our brother. This is going to be the new Europe.
That's right.
And we're living it. We're absolutely living it. And I think it's went even beyond expectation, to be honest.
Absolutely.
When I see all of that all these projects, you've got a new project itself, the Lion City.
Right.
So and it's still the beginning. And if you go and say it's still the beginning, there's no satisfaction. Just yet.
It's actually kind of hard to fathom because we still the park. The King Salman Park still hasn't opened yet. That's on the roadmap.
Yeah.
You've got the Esports Boulevard, right, where they're building like 7 kilometers of bike riding and horseback riding. And I mean, that's still not even there yet. And we're all propelling. Yeah. So the vision, when you have a vision, it creates a reality. Yeah. Right? And the execution of the vision is happening rapidly. And I'm enjoying it. I'm like, this is great. Thanks for all your hard work. I'm going to capitalize.
Exactly. It's fun. Like for anybody being here or living here, it's fun because it's Riyadh is becoming like a place to definitely, if you really want to achieve something and want to work and want to utilize your potential, you have a dream. You want to go into the IT side or the cybersecurity business, go for it. You got other plans, go for it. There is space for everything. The market is big enough for so much things at the moment, and but there's only one issue: it's the traffic. Do something about the traffic.
But here's the problem.
That's a worldwide issue.
It's Washington D.C.
Yeah, LA.
2 hours to drive into D.C.
Yeah.
2 hours to come out.
Yeah.
So it's a city issue, but they're opening up the metro. They've got the bus routes going.
Absolutely.
But I'm a gym snob, right? So I like a really fancy gym.
Yeah.
Right. So in America, I belonged to a gym called Lifetime Fitness.
Okay.
And this was just a fancy gym.
Yeah.
It wasn't too expensive, but it was obviously expensive. So it was large Olympic swimming pool, state-of-the-art gym. equipment, cycling this. So when I came here, I was like, oh, I'm going to miss my lifetime. But no, I found a very luxurious gym, right, that had Olympic-sized pool. Yeah. Very nice. It's called Lifetime Plus. They should pay me for this advertisement.
You're doing them a favor.
It's because they deserve it. They deserve it. Okay. They built a culture of premium gyms, right? And so there's another one.
Is it the one in DQ or something else?
It's on the way to the hospital, Mustashfa al-Mamlaka.
Oh, okay.
It's right on the right side. There's a Lifetime regular one, and then a Fitness Time Plus.
Fitness Time Plus, okay.
Plus, because you were talking about the gym earlier.
Yeah. I'm talking about, and I gotta execute that.
Yeah, and they got the sauna, the steam room, and you're sitting there with other executives and other international professionals, other investors. Yeah. It's 3 stories high. I mean, it's like the best gym in the world.
It's they only accept like a year, it's been like a whole year to sign up. I mean, I think I did.
Yeah. Now there's a waiting list, right? Yeah.
I probably one of the big investors in gym, right? I always sign up, but I don't come. But
make money off you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I'll be back for sure.
Inshallah.
Samir, I enjoyed the conversation a lot. It was awesome. We appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy, your...
I did. Thank you. It's always good to talk to you, Waleed.
Enjoy life here, and please,
I am.
join us some often.
I will. Let's do lunch.
Let's
hang out.
We'll do.
Thank you, Waleed.
Before I end, I want to give you the last word.
Sure.
Anything that, if you want to speak about or say.
Well,
you got the mic. It's a thing I do. I
like that. You put us on the spot. I was thought that we were done.
Exactly. They're like, we're done. Like, give the last word, man.
So, culture is everything, right? Mm-hmm. And what I like about Saudi Arabia is they're transforming, but while maintaining the beauty of the culture and the hospitality. And that culture is really what's going to drive people here, is because, when you have welcoming wide arms open, people feel good. Mm-hmm. And when you have a culture of people that are caring and family oriented, I'm a family oriented guy, 2 little girls.
Wow.
So everybody's so family oriented. I mean, my wife just tells me every time she goes out with the 2 little girls, right? And sometimes they become overbearing. Literally, a Saudi woman or any woman will come and help her with her children and make sure that they're safe, that they're okay, that they need anything. So that culture, while maintaining that culture and also enjoying the culture and diversity of other nations, it's just going to be a bright future, inshallah. I look forward to it.
It's a very culture, country. Of course, as you said, keeping the same identity, but at the same time, you're mingling with different cultures, people of the world. That's always great. Appreciate you, Samir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome.
We'll catch up. Thank you,
Sameer
guys.
Omar.
Thank you
all so much. Take care.